A whopping 1,100 bank branches have shuttered this year. 1,100 banks have closed their doors in 2023. More is expected for 2024. What's up, fam? Welcome back to the channel. I told you guys I would have another video, and here it is. So we are experiencing a crisis right now, and knowing what to do before that crisis takes place matters. So people, pay attention to what is going on with the banks. Note, when you're stockpiling your food and your medications, because you see them trying to take medications off the shelves, and you see supplies are not being delivered, so shelves are empty, limit signs are popping back up. I expect that 6 feet distance signs will be popping back up. Let's pay attention to all of those things. But while you're stockpiling and creating your food pantry for your family, think about, what if the system goes down? What would you do? Because they're digitalizing everything when it comes to banks. If you didn't have access to your funds, how would you pay your bills? Because they're still due. How would you feed your family? Because they still want to eat. How would you do those things? Set some money aside. Stockpile that as well, if you possibly can. I know it's difficult right now for a lot of people because inflation is eating us alive. Fuel prices are continuing to rise. Our gas here is almost $4. I could put $25 in and barely get over half a tank of gas. That's insane. We are not the only ones affected by what's happening in the economy right now. We have big businesses that are being affected as well. And they're cutting back a lot of things. They're consolidating a lot of things. 5 bank branches in the same state are set to close for good in October, and customers are warned to locate their money. That is what the headlines are reading. Wells Fargo announced that 5 banks are set to shutter in Virginia in October. Banks have worked to digitize their assets, leaving behind brick and mortar shops across the U.S. In New York State alone, 5 more bank branches made it to the chopping block in September as banks continue their digital revolution. In the week ending September 2nd, 2 banks reported they would be shuttering, 1 bank each, in the filings to the federal government. Bank of America announced it would shutter a location in Pelham Manor, while New Tech Bank announced a closure in Flushing, Queens. Another filing that same week showed 3 more banks set to close in the state. Webster Bank filed to shutter a Scarsdale location. First National Bank of Long Island is closing a branch in Manhasset, and Citizens Bank is closing a location East Northport. In the beginning, I said it would be in 15 days. Well, the locations are expected to close by the end of October, rather. Banks are mandated to give customers 90 days notice about a bank closure in federal filings. The closures come after years of bank branches closing as financial institutions move to an increasingly digitized platform. After recent closures, Santander Bank wrote that it was shuttering locations based on customer preference. A whopping 1,100 bank branches have shuttered this year. 1,100 banks have closed their doors in 2023. More is expected for 2024. A large portion of bank closures have occurred in medium income and majority communities. 1/3 of the bank closures happen in minority neighborhoods, according to a study. The study also found that closures may lead to larger banks dominating the industry. And we know that's what's going to happen. The Great Consolidation resulted in a few large mega banks dominating the market while small community banks disappeared. Kind of like how when Walmart moved in and all of the mom and pops kind of had to move on out. And now we have Walmart doing what? Shutting down a lot of locations. Wells Fargo announced that 5 banks are set to shutter in Virginia in October. The large bank announced plans to shutter 3 locations in mid-August. With the new announcement, the total number of Virginia Wells Fargo locations set to close in October is up to 5. Norfolk, Charlottesville, and Blacksburg will see 1 branch close apiece. 2 branches are set to shutter in Richmond. Each city will have at least 1 Wells Fargo branch remaining. 1 bank. Can you imagine that? Wells Fargo has also notified banking regulators that the company intends to shutter several other locations this year. So here is a list of all of the Wells Fargo banks that are shutting down, what states they are in: Sun City, Arizona; Glendora, California; Hollywood, Florida; Bound Brook, New Jersey; Columbia, Maryland; Banning, California; Grand Junction, Colorado; Sugar Land, Texas; Minneapolis, Minnesota; Sparks, Nevada; Lambertville, New Jersey; Thousand Oak, California; Luverne, Georgia; Jonesboro, Georgia; Washington, D.C., San Ramon, California; Core, Idaho; Allentown, Pennsylvania; Clearwater, Florida; Kirkland, Washington; Charlottesville, Virginia; Idaho Falls, Idaho; Edwards, Colorado; Portland, Oregon; Sarasota, Florida; Richmond, Virginia; Lauderhill, Florida; Decatur, Georgia; Sheboygan, Wisconsin; Norfolk, Virginia; Hemet, California; Alpharetta, Georgia; Tomball, Texas; Santa Barbara, California; Reading, Pennsylvania; Radnor, Pennsylvania; and Annapolis, Maryland. That is a lot of bank closures by Wells Fargo, and that is this year. Some have already closed, some are pending to close. So you guys, stock up. Prepare now, and that includes your finances. That includes a way to protect your family. Whatever you consider protection, make sure you have ample of it. Things are not looking great right now. Will things turn around? Yes, eventually. Things always turn around. And also, don't live in fear. Live in preparedness, okay? And remember that God is in control of it all. So do what you need to do to prepare today, rather. And I love you, but God loves you more. He created only one you. Be the best you that you can be. And when you are, go out and spread God's love. Peace, love, and light. Thanks for being here on Tommy Bites TV. Smooches. Have a blessed Saturday. And enjoy your football games, because I know I will.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling, I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. loving